In a striking psychological move in the latest Israel-Hezbollah confrontation, the Lebanese militant group has openly mocked the Israeli Defense Forces with an evacuation order of its own. In a statement written in Hebrew, Hezbollah told residents of Israeli towns near the Lebanon border to evacuate immediately, mirroring the very warnings Israel has been issuing to Lebanese civilians. The message appears to be a deliberate taunt aimed directly at Israeli military strategy. Hezbollah published a map highlighting Israeli settlements within 5 kilometers of the Lebanese border and ordered residents to head south. The tone of the message closely echoed the language used by the Israeli military when it warned civilians to leave areas ahead of airstrikes. But this time, the roles appeared reversed. The group's statement accused Israel of aggression against Lebanese sovereignty and the destruction of civilian infrastructure. It warned that Israel's campaign of displacement in Lebanon would not go unanswered. The timing of the message was particularly striking. Only hours earlier, Israel had issued a rare evacuation warning to residents in Beirut's southern suburbs, an area known as Dahiyeh and widely seen as Hezbollah's stronghold. That warning triggered scenes of civilians leaving the district ahead of anticipated Israeli airstrikes. Israeli officials say such evacuation notices are designed to minimize civilian casualties during military operations, but Hezbollah's message appeared crafted to ridicule that tactic and project defiance. The statement followed several days of escalating cross-border attacks. Hezbollah has fired rockets and drones toward Israeli communities along the northern frontier. Some of those attacks reportedly took place overnight, raising tensions across the border region. At the same time, warning sirens sounded across several communities in Israeli Western Galilee after reports of suspected drone infiltration from Lebanon. Despite the mounting pressure, Israel has said it will not evacuate northern towns. Instead, Israeli forces launched a widening ground invasion and air campaign aimed at pushing Hezbollah fighters away from the border. Hezbollah has also claimed responsibility for attacks against Israeli troops both inside Israel and within Lebanese territory. The exchange of warnings, once a tool used by Israel to signal incoming strikes, has now become part of a broader battle for psychological and strategic messaging. And Hezbollah's latest statement suggests that the war along Israel's northern border is increasingly being fought not only with missiles and drones, but also with propaganda and provocation.
The Iran-backed Hezbollah militant group has unleashed bloody attacks on Israeli forces in southern Lebanon amid renewed fighting. An officer of the Israeli Defense Forces was seriously wounded during fighting with Hezbollah in South Lebanon on March 5th. The IDF also informed that another soldier suffered moderate injuries. Both troops serve in the IDF's Givati brigade and were taken to a hospital for treatment. According to the Times of Israel, citing the IDF, their families were notified and no further details were shared. The wounded officer marks the most serious casualty yet among Israeli troops since ground forces began pushing deeper into southern Lebanon in recent days as part of an offensive in response to renewed cross-border rocket fire. On March 4th, 2 Israeli soldiers were wounded after Hezbollah launched anti-tank guided missile in southern Lebanon. This was the first reported injury among Israeli forces since the start of the regional war. Fresh conflict broke out between Hezbollah and the IDF after the Lebanon-based militant group launched rockets and drones at northern Israel on March 2nd to avenge the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. In response, the Israel Defense Forces advanced further into southern Lebanon, with the military saying it assumed forward defensive positions to establish an additional defensive layer to remove the threats to the residents of northern Israel. Remember, Israel, in violation of the previous agreement, has been occupying parts of southern Lebanon. Israel carried out a series of airstrikes late Thursday into Friday, targeting the southern suburbs of Beirut, as well as areas in southern and eastern Lebanon. Loud explosions could be heard as the strikes lit up the skyline. IDF said it targeted Hezbollah military infrastructure in a wave of airstrikes in Dahiyeh. According to Lebanon, 123 people have been killed in Israel's strikes, and 83,000 had evacuated before Thursday's evacuation order.
There will be no more equations. We will continue to act to protect the security of northern residents. We will act without pause to remove the threat, and we will not let up on the objective of disarming Hezbollah.
Hezbollah continued firing rockets and drones into northern Israel Thursday and early Friday, setting off sirens Thursday in the Acre area, Galilee, and the Golan Heights. From 2:14 a.m. to 2:39 a.m., 7 separate alarms sounded in towns near the Lebanon border, including Kiryat Shmona, Metula, and Mizgavam.
News never stops. The world keeps turning, and every turn tells a story. Wars, elections, geopolitics, Davids versus Goliaths.
While everyone is celebrating the US-China trade war, Trump has been quietly doing something else across Asia.
These were once home to the ancient Silk Road connecting east and west.
But who's connecting the dots? Who's decoding the global storm? Welcome to Times of India videos.
You're watching a special edition of Global Pulse with me, Neha Khanna.
בהנחיה שלי ושל שר הביטחון ישראל כץ.
Durante este año,
We decode the shifting grains of geopolitics to you. From Washington to Wuhan.
Встановлені домовленості і сьогодні підписуються.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Just 2 years ago, Canada was one of the most popular countries for Indian students.
From Davos to Delhi, we track the decisions that move markets, shift policies, and shape the future. No jargon, no bias, just clear, credible, global journalism. Because understanding the world doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be smart. And that's what we do best. At Times of India videos, we don't just tell stories, we build perspective. We connect the dots between what's global and what's personal, what's happening out there, and what it means for you. It's fast. It's fearless. It's making sense of the changing world order. Times of India videos. Because your worldview is just a tap away.